This video explains how to fix your printer when you have a paper jam error message on your computer. Clear the paper jam from the back of the printer first. Remove the paper from the input tray. Press the power button to turn the printer off. Go to the back of the printer. Unplug the power cord from the back of the printer. Remove the rear access door or the duplexer. Check the printer for jammed paper. If you see paper in the printer, remove the paper by pulling evenly with both hands to avoid tearing. If the paper tears while removing it from the rollers, check the rollers and wheels for torn pieces of paper that might remain inside the printer. If any torn pieces of paper remain inside the printer, more paper jams are likely to occur. If you're using a duplexer, push the latch on the top of the duplexer and lower its cover. Gently remove any jammed paper from the duplexer. Make sure you remove any torn pieces of paper from the duplexer to prevent future jams. Close the duplexer cover. Reinsert the rear access door or the duplexer into the printer. Go to the front of the printer. Check to see if paper is jammed in the front. Be careful when removing paper from the front. It can damage the printer. Lift the top cover of the printer. Gently remove any paper you see. Make sure you get all the small pieces that may tear off. If the paper tears while removing it from the rollers, check the rollers and wheels for any remaining pieces of paper. If all the pieces of paper are not removed from the printer, more jams are likely to occur. Use a flashlight to make sure you've removed all the small pieces of paper from inside the printer. When you've removed the paper, close the top cover. Go to the back of the printer and plug the power cord back in. Go to the front of the printer. Press the power button to turn the power back on. Try printing a self-test page. To print a self-test page, first press and hold the power button, and then press the cancel button. Release both buttons at the same time. If the page prints successfully, you do not need to continue troubleshooting. If the page does not print, continue on to the next step. Use the following steps to make sure the carriage can move freely. With the printer turned on, open the top cover of the printer. The carriage may try to move into the access area. If so, allow it to move into that position. If the carriage does not move, press and hold the resume button until the carriage moves to the left. Go to the back of the printer. While the printer is still on, disconnect the power cord from the back of the printer. Go to the front of the printer. Check for obstructions under and around the carriage that could prevent it from moving. Make sure the carriage can move freely by gently pushing it to the left and then to the right. This helps find any obstructions that might block the movement of the carriage. Close the top cover of the printer. Go to the back of the printer. Reconnect the power cord to the back of the printer. Return to the front of the printer. Press the power button to turn the printer back on. Try printing a self-test page again. To print a self-test page, first press and hold the power button, and then press the cancel button. Release both buttons at the same time. If the page prints successfully, you do not need to continue troubleshooting. If the page does not print, continue on to the next step. Printer rollers get dirty from paper dust, ink, and oil from your fingers. In this step, we'll clean them. Before you begin, gather the following cleaning materials: clean, lint-free cloths, clean cotton swabs, and clean water to dampen the cloth. Distilled or bottled water is preferable, but not required. Do not use alcohol or other chemical cleaners. Go to the back of the printer. Unplug the power cord from the back of the printer. Remove the printer's rear access door or duplexer. Clean the rollers visible in the printer with a clean, lint-free cloth lightly moistened with water. The cloth should be damp but not soaking wet. Use your finger to turn the rollers toward the printer. Make sure you remove any buildup or debris from the entire surface of the roller. Look for the paper pick rollers farther inside the rear of the printer. Clean the rollers with a moistened cotton swab, removing any buildup or debris. These rollers are difficult to reach, but are very important to clean. While the rear access door is off, check the rollers on the door. Note if any rollers are missing, don't roll freely, or are not springy when you push on them. These conditions could mean the rollers aren't feeding paper and that the rear access door needs to be replaced. Reinsert the printer's rear access door or duplexer. Plug the power cord back in. Then go to the front of the printer. Press the power button to turn the printer on. Load paper into the input tray. Try printing a self-test page again. To print a self-test page, first press and hold the power button, and then press the cancel button. Release both buttons at the same time. If the page prints successfully, you do not need to continue troubleshooting. If the page does not print, continue on to the next step. If you've tried everything described in this video and you still have a problem, your printer likely needs some type of service. Contact HP to find out what the support options are for your printer. Your options for service may vary depending on how long you've owned the printer and what country you live in.